Tuesday morning, about to go to the gym, and I'm pretty excited. So the last few weeks, I've been stuck on 40 kilos on a dumbbell press for 4 reps. And today I'm going in again, but it's different. I've had an extra day's rest. I've got a bit more energy, a little bit more rest. Pretty excited to see if I can do it. Just finished today's session and that was hard. I was going into it thinking, I had an extra day's rest, had some more food yesterday, should be able to push strong, but the strength just wasn't there. On the dumbbell press, I managed 3 reps and the 3rd rep was an absolute struggle. So one of those days, these sessions happen. The main thing is tomorrow's legs, get a good night's sleep tonight, and then hopefully strength will pick up for the rest of the week. Tuesday is when I get my feedback from my coach. I share data points with him around the foods I eat, how much I've eaten, water, training, everything like that, and then give a video check-in to him, which is the same thing I ask my clients to do. And then he sends a video back. Over the last week, I've put on 0.1 kilo, so not much at all. We wanna go more than that. But my average calories are 2,900. Now in my head, I know I need to put my calories up. And that's what's happened. He's suggested putting my calories up, which I'm going to do. But going through this journey, I'm also like, I don't want to lose my abs. I don't want to push it. But this is the best thing. And this is why it's useful to have a coach, because they'll push you and they'll notice things that you don't, or make you commit to things to get the best result. There are plenty of times with my clients I challenge them and it helps them. I know it helps them, and I'm getting that same experience here. So my calories now, on training days, they've gone from 3,060 per day to 3,260 a day. And on non-training days, they've gone from 2,660 to 2,860. It is really hard to get this amount of food in. So planning my food is going to be even more important now. And it all needs to come from carbs. I'm just going to have to eat so much. To give you an example, my breakfast at the moment is 300 grams of total 0% yogurt. It was on offer, £2.90 for a kilo tub, which is great. 110 grams of oats, 50 grams of oat bran, 20 grams of chia seeds, and 10 grams of nuts. It's as tasty as it sounds. Make of that what you will. Wednesday, and I trained legs this morning. It's now 5 to 12. I've got a call in 5 minutes. But I did Bulgarian split squats, 32 kilos in each hand, which is great. Managed 5 reps, but as soon as I finish something like that, I realized, well, next week, when I do legs, I have to try and do more reps, which is very painful. But there's a tip I have. When a workout is tough and I can feel myself get to the end of the reps and that's it, and just sort of, go on my way, move on to the next one. I always think there's more in the tank, okay? And the way I get myself to do more, I fast forward 60 minutes. And think, at that point, I'm gonna look back, know that I've cut myself short and I haven't given everything to this workout, to this exercise, and to the set that I'm doing at that point in time. How do I wanna feel? Do I wanna look back and be like, yeah, fine, just, did that, that's okay? Or more likely, I'll look back and be like, that was my one opportunity for the week to do the exercise and to really push in that set, and I didn't take it. And that's going to affect my gains long term. And that's what I think about when I feel like I'm going to cop out of a set, not go to failure. No surprise when I then leave the gym, I'm pretty happy with the effort that I put in. Oh, just back from a 5K run, and I thought I'd share a little bit about what's going in my head at the moment, because it's quite an interesting one. This morning, I was the heaviest I've weighed in a very long time, 77.0 on the dot. Now, if you're a client, you'll always hear me say, we don't look at the individual data points, we look at the weekly average. And on the weekly average, I'm up 0.1 kilo, which is very much in line with how much weight I want to gain. So I know I'm inside my head a little bit there. With that as well, I've got this mental block where I'm like 77 kilos is where I feel fat and I feel uncomfortable, and where I normally want to start tidying up my diet a bit and getting a little bit leaner. And so that's going on in my head. But then when I look in the mirror, I look the best I've ever looked at 77 kilos. I can still visibly see my abs in the gym. When I get a pump, I look pretty good. Very happy with how I look when I do. Strength is going up. It's starting to slow now, but that's to be expected given I'm sort of 15 weeks into this process. I thought I'd share that because it's part of the journey. And if you're going to go through your own gaining phases, this is one of the psychological battles that you have to fight, and why it's so important to have a coach to rationalize it and to track your data, not just scale weight, but your lifts in the gym, your waist measurement, because my waist measurement is the same as when I was 73 kilos. So 4 kilos lighter than what I am now. And also progress photos. It's just this inner battle in my head. But I also want to touch on why I'm going for a run, because if you go into like a strict muscle building phase, ideally, you wouldn't run a huge amount. You'd do more kind of walking or really low intensity cardio. And I mean, I'm not sprinting on my runs. I'm very much keeping my heart rate below 140 beats per minute at a 5-minute 45 kilometer pace, which I was pretty happy with, to be fair. But I'm not just looking to build muscle for the sake of building muscle. I want it to be useful, and I want to still be agile and have my fitness so I can run, have energy, feel good in myself. But the runs are also for mental health as well, right? So I'll go on a run, it clears my head, helps sort of reset me. The way I visualize it actually is, as you go through your day, stress builds up, and you can visualize that as like steam in your head. And so kids are not listening to you. Kids are not sitting at the table when they want to eat. Kids are asking why you haven't cooked their dinner the second they've asked you to cook food or their breakfast or whatever it may be. All of these stressors, work deadlines as well, of course, not just kids. Kids are amazing. I love mine so much. All this creates steam in your head. And the way I visualize exercise and sleep and reading a book is you just sort of like twist a nozzle on your ear, and the steam just comes and it just resets you, and you're just a little bit more not mellow, settled. That's why I kind of keep my runs. Today might be a double session. It's Saturday. I've got my back session to do today. This week training has been a struggle to get in because of Bo's birthday on Monday, which is fine. And when it's all said and done, if I ended up missing a session because of Bo's birthday, that's okay, that's fine. Missing a session for a special event like that is understandable, but pre-planning means I think I will be able to get all the sessions in, which is ideal and sort of what I want. It's now Wednesday. That was Saturday last week, so I can review the week, touch on a few points and go from there. I ended up getting a double session in, which went really, really well. I managed a new PB with pull-ups, which was 28 kilos, which I'm pretty happy with, I think for 4 reps. But the strength gains in the gym are insane, and they're so much fun, which is why I rate muscle gaining phases after fat loss phases, because you have that focus, you feel strong in your body, you feel good, you look in the mirror, you look bulkier, t-shirts fit better. Oh, it's great. But looking on the previous week, I gained 0.1 kilos over the week, which again, like pretty low, but there were also a few days where I didn't quite eat enough because of digestion. I just didn't really want to get more food in. I averaged 3,000 calories a day. One thing I touched on then was the mind games with the weight, and with my check-in photos, here they are now. This is start of January, so it's not at the very start of the muscle gaining phase, and these were taken on Monday. There's a really good difference, and it's quite motivating. So it's just another little nod to take progress photos, but I'm pretty happy with how the week's gone. I'll finish this video on a massive win. In the gym on Monday, back to the dumbbell press, and this is the set here somewhere, but essentially, to share the good news, I got 5 reps. I couldn't believe it, and it just made my day. I was over the moon with it. But any questions on this gaining phase, let me know. If you want 4 weeks of free fat loss coaching, I've got a link below. It's an email course. It gives you all the tools and the support that you need. My emails are pretty well timed, so they'll tackle whatever obstacles or problems you're having at the time. But if you want to bypass that and go straight to one-to-one coaching, then drop me an email, chris@fatherfitpt.com, and we'll have a chat.